That's the strategic approach to martial arts. It's very simple. How do I get new customers? How do I get new students? How do I keep them happy?
Welcome to the Sansum Warrior Mindset Podcast with myself, Damon Sansum, where I'm going to talk to Lee Sansum, who started full-time martial arts in 1999, one of the first clubs to be full-time in the UK teaching martial art, and dominated the space since and had one of the largest operations in the UK, and one of the best fight teams in the world. How did you do it?
Wow, yeah, great question, Damon. And also, it's interesting, we get loads of martial arts instructors from all over the world asking us the same question. So I thought I'd just like to take, a few minutes just to explain this question. How do I do it? That's the question, isn't it? So the martial arts instructors that we generally speak to are wanting to open a club, or they've got a club and it's not performing as well as they'd like. They maybe are plateaued, or they just can't get any traction. And I'd say that's probably 90% of martial arts schools out there. There's millions of people training martial arts all over the world. There's so many martial arts schools, but every day a martial arts school is closing, a martial arts school is opening. It's pretty much like any business, really. It's got a lot of similarities, and people might not want to hear this, as to the hairdressing business. There's a lot of similarities. And the actual strategic way that we grow a martial arts school is very, very simple. And there's three pillars, I would say, to this. And the trap that most people fall into is they go, right, I want to get a new martial arts school, or I've got one, it's not working. How do I get it bigger? Now, generally, if you've plateaued, or you want to grow, or you're opening a new school, you go out there and there's so much information out there. You get your students in, you teach them whatever you're teaching, and generally it's very good. And it just doesn't kind of work. So what martial artists do is they say, right, it's not working. It's not me. It's not working.
Not working in terms
of getting what they want to get. They've opened a school, they hardly got any students. They've started a school, they get to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 students, and it's just not working. Whatever it is they're doing. And so they go, okay, what else can I teach? How can I rebrand my uniform? How can I get a new logo? How can I do other stuff to make this work? And that's the biggest trap that martial arts instructors fall into. And it's a bit of self-doubt, and they just don't understand, how do I do this? So I'm going to use an analogy. We have a world-class athlete, and we've worked with world-class athletes, lots of them, in different sports. And what we tend to do is we tend to say, right, okay, it's not working. I need to work harder. I need to do more. I need to change things up. And it's not that. The strategy for getting students in and keeping them happy, that's the strategic approach to martial arts. It's very simple. How do I get new customers? How do I get new students? How do I keep them happy? Once you've got those two things figured out, your school will grow. Now, most martial arts instructors, they're very, very passionate about what they do. They're passionate about their martial art, whatever it is. It could be MMA, it could be karate, taekwondo, tang soo do, kuk soo won. There's millions of them. So the passion is there. They might understand the strategic approach to doing this thing. But as an athlete, a world-class athlete comes to us, or somebody who wants to be a world-class athlete, so we think, comes to us and says, right, I want to be a world champion. And you say, right, okay, let's see what you do. You analyze what they do. You say, right, you need to train more. You need to do more punches, more kicks, more runs, more this, more that, more plyometrics, more stretching, da, 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 da. They know all that. It's like the martial arts school owners. They know what to do. Some of it needs refining, and the devil is in the detail, as we know, and all the various pain points in building a business. That's the easy bit. If you come to me now, I could give you a blueprint on how to do it. You probably know most of it. Now, the thing is, if an athlete came to us and said, I want to do this, we would work 80% on their mindset.
100%.
80%, 90% on their mindset. It's not what you're doing in your business. It's about yourself. So for martial arts instructors out there who are in this position, I'm going to give you a couple of tips now that's going to change your business. And it will. So the first thing that we generally see with these martial arts instructors, and we've seen some of the most talented martial arts instructors, talented in what they do at world-class level, open a school, they get 20, 30 students, and they're like, what's happening?
If not less.
If not less. We've seen it. It really upsets me that these people could be working in their communities and giving back to their communities on a massive scale. But the thing that's missing is that mindset that they have in the sport or in the martial arts, because all the guys out there and girls who are listening to this, who are black belts, you're extremely special people. Because as you know, 99.9% of people give in. So you've got the mindset, but what you need to do is apply the mindset now to your business, whether it's for charity, whether you're a non-profit making organization, whether you want to do a side hustle 1 night, 2 nights a week, and, you know, $30, $40, $50,000 a year, take your family on holiday, take your team away, do whatever you want to get a community minibus, whatever it is. Or you think, well, you know, I want to be a full-time instructor and I want to earn, you know, 6-figure sum, whatever it is. What you've got to do, first and foremost, is just like take a breather and identify who you are. And you've got to have a real good think about this. Who am I? What kind of mindset do I have in my martial arts school, in my martial arts business? And then you've got to kind of break it down a bit. And you've got to be thinking, what exactly do I want from this? More importantly, why do I want it? Once you start really drilling it down to what do I actually want? Then you can start thinking about, well, how do I change my mindset now? Because it is your mindset and your limiting beliefs that stop you achieving it. We've proved, haven't we? We've worked with people who maybe are not as talented as others. Maybe, you know, they haven't got the business acumen. But when we work with them on mindset and their schools just explode. And it's like the mindset that you had to pass your black belt was different than everybody else. So you've got it in you and you've got to think like, no, what do I want? Why do I want it? So for example, I'd say the majority of martial arts instructors out there, they just want a big school and they want to influence as many people in the community as we can, you know, teaching all the amazing things, especially to our young people now. So you've got to focus on that. Don't focus on the money. Don't focus on that, because generally martial arts instructors are not interested in the money. When I grew our main school to be one of the biggest schools in the United Kingdom, I didn't focus on money. I didn't focus on that. I focused on what I wanted my school to look like. How many kids did I want to influence? How big was my team? What we were doing in this community and changing lives. And I saw myself, the schools wanted us to come in and speak to them. And I just saw myself as a professional in this business, taking this business from a little hall. We first started in the back of a nightclub, sweeping glass off the floor before we taught, into beautiful full-time facilities all over the place. And I had a clear vision of what I wanted. So the first thing to do is understand what it is you want and why do you want it. Now, if you want to change lives in the community, as many as you can, and you want to be seen as a professional, yeah, that's great. Whatever it is, you might just want to earn 20, 30 grand a year for your family so that you can take your kids away to do martial arts. I mean, everything we've done in martial arts, and we've traveled the world, right?
A lot of the world.
And I've taken students all over the world for free. And that fills me up that we can go and indulge in our beautiful passion, without any financial drain on the family. Some martial arts instructors, they might say, well, you know what? I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. I just like to take my family on 2-3 holidays a year. I'll guarantee some of them are martial arts holidays. They'll be going out to Thailand or Japan or China or wherever it is you go, Korea. But think about why you want to do it and think about what are you going to do with this money that's coming in, this abundance of money. And then what you need to do then is you've got to then get that powerful mindset you've got, and you've got to put it on your business. And it is a business. It's a club. Even if it's a charitable thing that you're doing, it is a business. And you are responsible for running that business. Now, once you start stepping into your power and understanding, this is what I want to do. And it's a process, and we help people with this process, and there's various ways of doing it. And then you get your clear vision statement of what it is that defines you in this business, and then accept responsibility that you are responsible for telling your community what you do, asking them to come in to your martial arts school, and then giving them what they want rather than what you want. That's the most important thing, giving them what they want rather than what you want, fulfilling their needs. The rest will come. the strategic thing about, how do I get students in? Yeah, or the marketing. Yeah, we can teach you about marketing. It's not my passion. I can teach you about marketing. We can teach you about retention. It's not my passion, but you've got to do it. You've got to do your accounting. You've got to understand the business of martial arts. Now, a lot of people out there, they've gone on courses, people pay people to teach them and all the rest of it. All the information's there. The only thing what separates an athlete that is a world-class athlete from an athlete that wants to be a world-class athlete is mindset.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many points on that in terms of your purpose.
Yeah.
Operating in fear, not love, for what you're doing, which is a mindset shift.
Yes.
Like you said, if you're an athlete going into a competition, being scared of loss, will you perform well? 99% chance you won't.
Yeah.
Having a purpose, and also, like you said, giving the customer what they want and not what you want. And it's same with anything, same with online businesses, same with martial arts, same with any industry. People start to make excuses for their lack of performance. Well, that's not right. They're just not coming. Our town's not big enough. We have too many competitors. And we've heard it all over the years. And that's excuses, and it's buffers, and it's putting things in place to protect your ego. And on the back of that, we had at the time 600-700 students, now just a little bit under that. And to put it into perspective, that's in a very small town in the highlands of the back end of beyond. So when I hear these excuses, and also with a lot of competition for such a small area of martial arts up in Murray in Scotland, many martial arts, which was pioneered by Sansum Martial Arts many years ago. So we hear all these excuses and points as to why they can't do it. And it's like anything, it's taking action and turning that into accountability and solution-based thinking, which is what we do. So yeah, there's so many points on creating a successful martial arts school. And I've seen so many fighters and athletes and people I know close that think, I'll go into a club, I'll go into a town and I'll use my name to fill the gym. And unfortunately, until you come out of competition in these bubbles, and even karate, Olympic Taekwondo, MMA is a big bubble, but there's bubbles in your style. And unfortunately, we're not footballers, we're not tennis players, we're not boxers. So to think your name is going to drive your club in your town, it's not a productive way of thinking. It's quite naive, and I've seen it many times. So it's interesting to understand that to fill a martial arts school, the kicks and punches come last, because if they can't come in the door, they can't see your kicks, your cool kicks and punches. So it's understanding the mindset of putting your attention as a fighter, strength and conditioning, speed training, fitness, tactical. And in the martial arts industry and the stuff that we work with, there's the same tick list you have to put your mindset on, but they just don't know it yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Now, Gary Neville, a few guys who are outside the UK, is a very, very famous footballer, soccer player, and he goes into business, and I love watching him now on his podcasts and things like that. And he goes into business and he fails dramatically because his name doesn't work in business. In business, you've got to step up to that business model. And it's the same with martial arts instructors. And, I've got a big name, I'm really good, and they are. And then the business falls flat, because I learned this from a friend who had one of the biggest gym chains in the UK. And he changed his business model to giving the customers what they want and not what he wants. And when we started in 1999, and we grew this huge school in a small town of less than 20,000 people in a low-paid area, in a rural area, it was just mind-blowing. People used to come up to our school from all over UK to see what we were doing. And what I told them, and this is one of the biggest things I can tell you now, and if you can try and understand this and get your head around this, it's going to change your school. People don't come to your martial arts school to be like you. They don't come for punches and kicks, and they don't come to learn your style of martial arts. What they come for is something that they have a pain in them that they think that you can help them with. And it's generally, there's maybe four big ones. The ones that generally for children, underconfident, bullied, overweight, need new friends. Or in their parents' mind, they're out of control. That's why they come. Now, you've got to give them that. And we do give them that. You give them that because, we're amazing people. We are professional people. Now, once you figure that out and you use the medium of martial arts to give them what they want, your school will explode. Now, on the back of that, you're thinking, well, hang on, I want to teach black belts. They will stay. A percentage will stay. So let's say, for example, you have 30 people in your martial arts school, a percentage will stay. Generally in martial arts, in the first 6 to 12 months, you'll lose half of your school. Most people quit within the first 6 months. In most schools, in the first 3 months. You don't see them because you don't get to know them. Now, once you understand this, if you have 200 students in your school, then you're going to get more that stay. You're going to get more black belts. You're going to get a bigger teaching team. You're going to get opportunity to grow your school by teaching your black belts how to teach like you teach and opening multiple schools if that's what you want to do. But it's understanding the percentages and understanding this. But to understand all that, because, you know, I could talk here about how to do your marketing, how to do this, how to do that, how to speak on the phone, how to do your funnels, how to do this, how to do that. It's irrelevant until you understand this one concept that people come to you because they have a pain in their body, in their mind that they think you can help them with. They've been to soccer, they've been to football, they've been to athletics, they've been to every single club, and it's just not helped them with that pain. And now they think, hang on, I've seen the marketing, I've seen the testimonials. Maybe this martial arts, this weird martial arts club can help me. And they come in and they are terrified. And it's their last hope. Please, can you help my kid? And you say, what's the issue? We can help. If you can, we can help with this. Well, how do you do it? Well, just wait and see. I'll show you how we do it. And 99% of the time, we can do it. The next biggest tip I'm going to kind of share on here, a good martial arts instructor describes their student, not themselves. And the amount of times we see pictures of martial arts instructors doing side kicks up here or things with weapons going, I'm 68th million Dan, I won this world champion, that world championship, this, and blah, 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 blah. People look at that and go, wow, he's good, she's good. I could never be like that. But when you talk in your marketing and in your daily talk, when you're going around your community about how you can help people, how can you give service to the community, that's when the magic starts.
Yeah, there's so much content and information there, and there's so many points and educational points that we want to pass over to help people influence more people in the community. And if you think about martial arts, and if you've got a club with 15 students, or you're maybe not even teaching yet because you don't know how, and life's about dropping pebbles and influencing people, as we know, and that's our goal, is to drop our pebble and have the biggest ripple we can. And that ripple comes from interacting with more people. So the bigger number of students you have, the more impact you can have on the community. If you have a club with 150 students, that's 150 students, potentially 300 parents plus their families. So influencing that child, that teenager, that adult will go home and then influence their family with what they've learned and the new qualities and tenets of that martial arts delivers and installs. So it's such a big impact and opportunity. And it's sad to see that there's such good quality martial artists and there's people sitting out there with third dans, second dans, black belts, some world champions, British champions, and they're not using their knowledge to pay forward to inspire people because they just don't know how to.
Yeah. And it's having that real clear vision every day. I mean, I do this in war zones when I've been out there. I'm retired now, thankfully. And every day I used to have my affirmations about what is it I'm doing here? How am I going to look after my men and women? What am I doing? What's my mission here? And you do it as an athlete. You do it as a black belt. You know, as you're going for your black belt, every day you're thinking about, I'm going to get my black belt. I am a black belt. I can do this. Once you start writing out those goals for your business, and every day you're saying them to yourselves, that's when the magic starts, isn't it? So we're going to cut this one short because we wanted to make it short and sharp for people to just listen to. I hope it's helped. For any martial arts instructors out there that kind of get what we've been talking about, drop a comment, let us know you liked it, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening, guys. A great conversation and an introduction into the things behind the martial arts club, the things that make it work.
The mindset.
The mindset, the cogs that make it all spin, all the plates spinning at the same time. And I hope you found value from it. And if you are a martial artist and you want to grow your club, just do it and you believe you can. And it's a mindset thing. And there's so many fractions that we spoke about, which was, again, just a small piece, but just a message to say you can do it and you can influence as many people in your community as you want. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you haven't got a YouTube account, it takes 2 seconds, but it helps our videos gain more traction and inspire more people. And that's our aim here, is to inspire and to educate from our experiences as a professional athlete, as a former Royal Bodyguard, and one of the biggest martial arts franchises owners in the UK. So please drop a comment and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.